dos, tres.
I want to ask you a question about that in your creative process, because I find that videographers, photographers, really anyone who's highly creative is they're focused on doing their best work. And I think that is incredible. And I think there's so much beauty that's created there. But then I see that as a direct kind of juxtaposition to stuff that you hear maybe Gary Vee or these other people say that's like, the volume matters, and in this saturated social media driven world that we all live in, it definitely seems to be a volume game, not just a quantity or a quality game, right? It is quantity rather. And so how do you as a business owner juggle what must be your passion behind delivering beauty and then this idea and this maybe pressure that you need to get a lot of content out to kind of compete in this very busy, noisy world?
Yeah, I have a clarifying question for you. Would you say quantity as far as clients and volume of clients, or quantity as far as how much content I'm putting out and how many photos I'm delivering in a gallery?
It's totally the quantity of the pictures that you're putting out, whether that's posts on Instagram for your own business as you're trying to grow your brand, whether that is photos that you're giving, it's like 600 pictures to the client versus 400 versus 200. How do you weigh the quality versus quantity discussion?
Yeah, I think that really goes to the photographer's style as a photographer. The reason being, some photographers are more fine art and some photographers are more photojournalistic. And so what that means is when I'm photographing a wedding, I may spend more time at the wedding setting up a shot and making sure that it looks phenomenal. The lighting is amazing and everything is just down to the very detail, so perfectly styled. That's more of a fine art approach. And a photojournalistic approach would be to give the clients a direction and an action to do and shoot. And so that results in more or less images, and clients are typically going to see which style they're wanting when they're looking at galleries as they're looking at different photographers, and kind of get a feel for what they're going to expect. So I definitely shoot a lot more. And this is also a controversial topic in the photography industry. Like, don't give too many photos, or, you should really curate. And I'm like, every moment is so important to my couples. Like, as a bride, I wanted to see every moment, even if it was like somebody dancing and spinning around and there were 3 photos. Like, I want to see all 3 photos of that. It's so exciting. So I'm on the side of quantity, but we could talk for a long time about that, because there's also the business side of it and, time spent editing, the higher quantity and all of that stuff. But I think style definitely plays into the quantity of images people are getting. And as far as output for social media, I think everyone can kind of agree with Gary Vee on that, like content, and put more out.
Do you struggle though with, because your feed is completely beautiful, and I always actually am very, I just am kind of in awe of people who are able to keep a really nice, wonderful looking feed from the feed page. My feed, if you look at it on Instagram, is a complete disaster. Different colors, videos here. It's just a complete mess. And you'll kind of see that on Gary Vee's page too. It looks like someone, just threw up all over the page, versus other people who are very, very creatively driven, or, making sure there's maybe 3 posts in a row, or everything's color coordinated in a cross, or, like black, white posts, alternating. Do you struggle with kind of the posting of that? I see you nodding here.
All right. Now I understand more specifically what you're asking. And yes, absolutely. And I will tell you, first of all, I think it's awesome that you aren't going crazy on curating your feed, because it's not necessarily you. I don't think. It doesn't seem like it's you. As a photographer, and who I am as a person, I have tried, even on, like, I have a secret personal page for my son. and just family members are on there. There's like 20 followers. And I was like, oh, cool. I can have an ugly feed. No, nothing. This doesn't matter. It's just, and when I just posted anything, I'm like, I want to throw up looking at this because I'm so artistic. Even though nobody else is going to see it, I don't want to look at it. So I definitely care about, it's just who I am. It's who I am as a person. I'm an artist and I like things that are visually appealing. And I really take joy and pride in putting things together. So the feed is like an extension of my creative expression. Mm-hmm. At the same time, like Gary Vee's right. I believe Gary Vee's right in that like content, you need to be putting it out. And I wouldn't say that it's necessarily the curating that would slow me down. It's actually like this whole other emotional thing in my brain sometimes where I get like blocked off from being able to write.
Okay. So captions, actually writing engaging captions are kind of like expressing how you are feeling or what that picture means to you or the message you want to convey.
I think I want to be fully true to myself and to everybody else when I'm writing. And I feel that my brand is very much about joy and peace and like optimism, realism, optimism. That's just who I am as a wedding photographer. And I struggle with, just going back to kind of mental health stuff. I have battled, I go through waves of maybe feeling depressed or maybe really deep thinking about what's going on in the world. And I really am a deep thinker. So I'm like, well, or if I have like a bad day, I'm like, well, I can't write anything right now genuinely because like this other thing is going on in my head. And the answer to that is creating content and scheduling your posts ahead of time. That's like the business thing to do. So that's more of what would like block me from posting more, like so much more content.